It's common knowledge that if you want to play Monster Hunter Frontier nowadays, you need to choose from a selection of private fan-run servers. But it really matters which servers you choose because they are not all the same. I have played on two of these private servers, the main one being MezeLounge and the most recent one I joined being Rain. I played on MezeLounge for most of my time playing Frontier, and ever since I transferred to Rain, I almost never play just due to burnout, but that's not really what I'm talking about here. I'm here to talk about why you should play on Rain and not MezeLounge. Some for community reasons, and the other for just mechanical server reasons. So, I'll talk about the server reasons first because while they are important, they are not the focus of the video. The road shop on MezeLounge wasn't always bad, but in recent months it became terrible. Raviente materials are not available anymore, as well as the decos and skill cuffs needed to make the best gear in the game. So if you want to make meta sets, you need to farm Raviente for an ungodly amount of time, and it's just arbitrary. There's no reason to inflate the grind when we just want to play this scuffed mod starter game for the fun of it. That's all we want to do. The problem with Frontier on MezeLounge is that you pretty much have to live to play the game. You live to play Frontier on MezeLounge, and it's expected that you're going to be really hardcore on it and dedicate all of your time to playing it. And most people don't want to do that. We shouldn't have to do that. That is so completely unnecessary, and it takes so much of the fun out of the game. If you want to have a more convenient, relaxed, casual time playing the game without farming excessively, play on Rain. They have everything you could ever want in the road shop, and it's generally just less grindy. Not to mention, you can more easily get my mission tickets on Rain, whereas with MezeLounge, it's a lot harder to get the tickets. So you're either going to spend a lot of road points on said tickets, or you're going to do your missions manually, neither of which are great, especially if you're going to slog through them manually like I did. But that's not the worst part of MezeLounge. The worst part is the community interactions, which from my experience have been horrible. Pretty much since day one of MezeLounge, I was having major issues with the community. And while I feel like they did mellow down a little bit around the midlife time that I was in the server, it got especially bad near the end. So overall, it has been a terrible experience for me. In MezeLounge, not only is there a massive elitist mentality where you're expected to no-life the game and grind it so much arbitrarily, but no one in that server respects you. There is a lot of bullying, a lot of harassment, a lot of gatekeeping, a lot of objectively enforced opinions where you're not allowed to have your own opinion, because if you do, you'll get shot down for not agreeing with everybody. And they don't even really seem to like Monster Hunter itself all that much. They pretty much mostly only like Frontier. And if you even try talking about any of the mainline games, God forbid you talk about one of the 5th gen games, you are just going to have a miserable experience because everyone's going to pick a fight with you over it. You are not allowed to like anything but Frontier, and you are not allowed to state any of your own opinions. You must conform to the cult activity of MezeLounge. Anything less is unacceptable. And God forbid you don't speedrun Musos, because that's the only way people are going to respect you. You can solo them just for the clears at all, like I do, and that's still more impressive than what most people can do in the entire Monster community. But that is considered bad or subpar for MezeLounge standards. You have to be a god at the game, and anything less than ultra speedrunner skill is unacceptable. I am not the only person who has experienced these problems. Several people, and I imagine many more, have left and are going to continue to leave MezeLounge, not just for the server issues, like the road shop changes, but also because more and more people are recognizing how toxic the community is. A long time ago, well, I mean, I guess it wasn't that long, it was a few months, I made a video making a statement about how the Frontier community didn't just seem to like Monster Hunter at all, and it was only Frontier. that really only applied to MezeLounge, because since I joined Rain, which is the biggest and most popular Frontier server, I have come to learn that the people there are actually pretty great. They're very chill. They like Monster Hunter overall. There's basically no doomers, and MezeLounge is full of Monster Hunter doomers where they just hate mainline, they hate 5th gen. And it's not even the opinions that bother me. Like, you can dislike whatever Monster Hunter games you want to dislike. That's not a crime. Like, I didn't even like Base Rise all that much, as we know, and that's fine. A lot of people felt that way. It's not the opinions that bother me. It's the objective cult opinion that you have to follow or you are shunned. That's the biggest problem with MezeLounge. The harassment, the bullying, the disrespect, the toxicity, and the road shop changes make the server unbearable to play in. Unless you want to develop a massive ego like everyone else there and no life the game, you will not have fun playing Frontier. You will not have fun playing in MezeLounge. Rain has none of these issues, and if any of the issues are present, it's to such a minimal degree that it hasn't been an issue for me yet. And I don't think it's going to be an issue. Combine Rain's much nicer, much more friendly and welcoming community, combined with the fact that it's a lot more convenient to play in, thanks to the road shop being, well, full of conveniences like Ravi gear and cuffs and decos and all that stuff, it is simply the better server. In Rain, you also have a neat event that rolls around every once in a while called EX Road, which is Z4 Road, but there's a Muso every 10th floor. It's a lot of fun. In conclusion, play on Rain. It is objectively the best server and far better than MezeLounge. That server is probably going to die someday. I don't know exactly when, but if it doesn't change for the better, MezeLounge is going down a very dark path, and it's just obvious that the server is probably going to have a shutdown someday. Maybe not anytime soon, but if things keep going the way they are, it feels like an inevitability to me. So yeah, that's it. If you're going to play Frontier, great game. Flawed as it is, I still enjoy it a lot. And play on Rain. It's just a much better experience.